The housing industry is about to collapse because Tesla's $7,993 tiny house makes mortgages basically pointless. Tesla Tiny House didn't just enter the housing market, it rewrote the entire rulebook. For decades, affordable housing in America was trapped behind three impossible walls: sky-high land acquisition costs, endless property taxes, and building permits that take months or even years. But Tesla's new micro home, priced at $7,993, just demolished all three barriers at once. For the first time ever, a mass-market home exists that requires zero land ownership, avoids property taxes entirely, and bypasses the building permit system that stops millions of Americans from becoming homeowners. This is why analysts are calling it the first real housing disruption since the 1950s. Because Tesla didn't build a house. They built a new path to ownership for the 47 million Americans who have been locked out for decades. And the shock doesn't stop there. Tesla's legal team spent 18 months redesigning the regulatory framework itself, turning this tiny home into a mobility class dwelling that lives outside traditional real estate laws. No credit checks, no mortgage applications, no annual property tax draining your income year after year. This isn't cheap housing. It's freedom housing. People hear no land cost and assume Tesla is donating property. That's not what's happening. What Tesla actually built is far more brilliant. They created an entire national infrastructure that makes owning land completely unnecessary. Through three major partnerships, Tesla secured access to 2,847 plots across 34 states, allowing tiny house owners to live there legally and permanently without ever buying the land. And here's how the system works. The BLM controls 640 million acres of public land. Under a 2025 pilot program, Tesla received authorization to place tiny houses on these parcels under a 99-year ground lease costing only $120 per year. And Tesla pays that fee for you. That means you never handle paperwork. You never negotiate with state land offices. You never pay land tax. You just move in. Even better, these aren't random desert plots. Many are within 45 minutes of Phoenix, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, and Albuquerque. Two partnership with Walmart Real Estate. Walmart owns massive and used land at its 4,700 stores. Since late 2024, Tesla tiny house owners can park and live on selected Walmart sites for $200 per month, including power, water, waste hookups. That's 75% cheaper than the national average lot rental. And Walmart loves it because these residents become high-spending weekly customers. Keycap 3 micro-neighborhoods at Tesla supercharger sites. Tesla owns or leases 2,150 supercharger stations. They're converting 830 of them into micro-communities hosting 4 to 8 tiny homes each. Here, you pay $275 per month, but it already includes housing site, utilities, unlimited EV charging worth up to $180 alone. You're basically living where the energy pays for your housing. Why this changes everything. For the first time in modern America, you can own a home without owning land, without paying property tax, without zoning approvals, without being blocked by bureaucracy. You just bring the house, connect to utilities, and live legally. Tesla didn't break the system. They designed a new one around it. You might be asking yourself, how can a house cost less than $8,000 and still have electricity, water, and all the comforts of modern living? The secret is Tesla's engineering mindset. Instead of starting a traditional construction company, Tesla applied the same philosophy that powers their cars. Vertical integration. Every beam, panel, and circuit comes from Tesla's existing supply chain. Repurposed materials. Surplus steel and components from vehicles cut costs dramatically. Gigafactory efficiency. No middlemen, no markups, and no wasted production cycles. The result, a 375 square foot home that weighs just 8,400 pounds, perfectly sized to avoid oversized transport permits. The frame? made from the same aluminum alloy as the Sibert truck, strong enough to last decades while remaining light for delivery. And the cost comparison is shocking. If you tried to assemble all of this yourself, solar panels, batteries, water recycling, HVAC, furniture-grade interiors, you'd spend over $70,000 plus $15,000 in permits and installation. Tesla delivers it turnkey for $7,993, and that includes structural frame, solar power system, battery storage, heating, cooling, and water systems, appliances, and modern interiors. This isn't a stripped-down, tiny home. It's a fully functional, self-sufficient house at car-level efficiency. And what's inside is even more surprising. Tesla didn't just shrink a house. They turned it into a self-sustaining machine. Start with energy. A 10-kilowatt solar array with third-generation Tesla cells produces around 42 kilowatt-hours per day, which is 40% more than the average American home consumes. That surplus isn't wasted. It feeds into a 13.5 kilowatt-hours Powerwall, enough to keep the house running 3 days without sunlight. And it gets smarter. Tesla adapted its fleet management software to the home. It monitors when you cook, sleep, and use heating, fine-tuning charge cycles to extend battery life beyond the 15-year warranty. Water is just as impressive. Tesla turned an EV thermal management system into a closed-loop recycling setup. 50-gallon freshwater tank. Gray water filtered through carbon, UV, and membrane systems. 78% of water recovered for toilets and irrigation. This system gives 172 gallons of usable water from just 50, enough for 2 adults to live off-grid for nearly 2 weeks. Climate control is equally efficient. Using the Model Y heat pump, Tesla keeps the interior at a comfortable 72 degrees Fahrenheit, even when outside temperatures hit 112 degrees Fahrenheit, using only 14 kilowatt-hours per day. Every system is optimized for minimal energy use and maximum resilience, making this tiny house more than just a home. It's a self-powered living solution. And the interior? It feels far larger than it actually is. Step inside, and it's not what you expect from a 375 square foot home. Tesla focused on making space feel human, not cramped. Ceiling height reaches 9 feet 4 inches at its peak, tapering slightly to 8 foot at the rear, giving a sense of openness most tiny homes completely miss. Panoramic windows and skylights let natural light flood in, bouncing off mirrored side panels to make the space feel nearly double its actual size. Queen-size bed with 6.5 feet of headroom. Cathedral-style roof adds a spacious, airy feeling. Every appliance is low consumption but modern. Induction stove at 1.8 kilowatts. Refrigerator consuming 0.4 kilowatt-hours per day. Washer-dryer at 2.1 kilowatt-hours per cycle. Composting toilet eliminates black water entirely, odorless, and easy to maintain. Tesla didn't just make a house small, they made it feel like a proper home. High ceilings, clever lighting, and natural airflow create a sense of volume and comfort that most tiny homes completely ignore. It's practical, beautiful, and efficient, all at a cost that defies logic. But the true game changer isn't just comfort. It's who can finally afford this lifestyle. This isn't just a tiny house. It's a lifeline for Americans priced out of the market. Consider the stats. 63% of Americans have less than $500 in savings. Millions of workers, retirees, and veterans are trapped by rent, taxes, and bureaucracy. Tesla's tiny house provides real ownership without debt. Seniors living on Social Security can own a home outright. Families priced out of cities can live debt-free, powered by solar energy. Veterans no longer need to beg for a mortgage. It's freedom, mobility, and stability rolled into one. No land purchase, no property taxes, no utility fees. A home you can actually afford and live in comfortably anywhere Tesla allows. This is more than innovation. It's a revolution in American housing, bringing back human dignity, independence, and hope for millions who've been systematically excluded. Tesla didn't just create a tiny house. They reimagined what owning a home means in 2025 and beyond. Affordable, self-sustaining, and fully functional. Free from traditional land and tax burdens. Designed for real people, not just the wealthy. It's not about cheap living. It's about new possibilities. Owning a home without debt, living off-grid, and participating in a connected Tesla ecosystem. The question isn't whether you can afford it. It's whether the housing world is ready for this shift. So, imagine a life where your home, your car, and your energy all connect seamlessly, without the crushing costs we've accepted for decades. That future is here. If this vision excites you, imagine what comes next when Tesla scales entire communities. Subscribe, hit the bell, and stay tuned. The next chapter could reshape American housing forever.